Hi, I'm Dion, business coach licensed with EC. My mother wasn't the most technically gifted in terms of computers. She did what she could. She managed to get on Facebook, but not a lot else. So it's quite surprising that one of the best pieces of advice for websites that I ever received was actually from her. Though I didn't know it at the time, it was really useful advice. She owned a card shop in West Bromwich, and on a Saturday I used to go there and work for a few pennies, just so I could buy my D&D figures. Remember those little figures? Anyway, I digress. But I always used to get frustrated with the customers that came in. Old grannies would come in on a Saturday afternoon and have me read out card after card for Uncle Billy or Little Johnny. So can you just read this verse to me? Do you think it's appropriate for a 30-year-old, or do you think this one's right for a 5-year-old? And I used to hate it because I knew very well that all of these people were just going to open the card and look to see if there was a fiver in it or not, and they didn't really care about what the verse was inside. One day I was moaning about this, and my mum came over, heard me, and said, "Look, Dion, sometimes in business it's not about you." And she's right. Just because I think something's not right or something's not appropriate, that doesn't mean the customer thinks that way. When it comes to a website, what you think's important and what the customer thinks important may be very different. So who are you serving? You can put a website that has lots of bells and whistles and tells people how clever you are and about your master's degree and how you love to implement really clever things in JavaScript. Or are you going to tell the customer exactly what you're going to do for them and how it's going to improve their business? These days, as you well know, people's attention span is reducing and reducing, and there's been studies being done that actually show that the average attention span for a website was 10 seconds 5 years ago, and now it's reduced to 7 seconds. So picture that. You've spent all your time writing this wonderful copyright about how wonderful you are, how great your business is, but actually you've got 7 seconds to convince the customer that you're the person they want to hear about. So think about that when you're designing your website. Look at your front page, everything above the fold, i.e. the first thing that appears on the screen. First of all, make sure it loads in less than 7 seconds, otherwise you're going to lose them before you start. Next thing, tell the customer what you're going to do for them at the start of your website, not what you can do. Tell them how you're going to help them. Tell them what needs you're going to satisfy of theirs. After all, in business, it's not all about you. See, my mum was right. I hope that helps. Take care.